So we've got the CP pistons, and all the piston rings are all sized up and numbered. I messed up with number 6, so I've got some spares. So that is the pistons. So then we've got the Brian Crowner conrods. When I can open the box. Oh, they're so light. So yeah, there is the Brian Crowner connecting rods. So we are now in a position where we can start building it. And there we are with the block. So yeah, it's a little bit dark. I'll have to edit this. But yeah, so there's the block. Pretty standard procedure. I'm not going to go into too much because obviously I've done a video of this already. But basically you have got your ACL Racing Bearings. There is the part number if anybody actually wants it. So what you have is you have your top with the oil feed and you have your bottom without the oil feed. So these will go in. Now there is a wider one. There is one there that is wider. That goes at the front. So the first thing you need to do, and I did this quite strategically. So when I took this bit, nearly 6 months ago now, I put everything in here ready to go. So as you can see, I've got all my oil squirters all ready to go. Once the crank is in, you can't get to these anymore. So these, I believe, are like 8 Newton meters, if that. So not a lot of torque whatsoever. They're literally not even hand tight really. So I'm just going to quickly give them a quick clean up because I've not really cleaned these up. So I just got to quickly clean all of this up and then I'll quickly install them. So that is all 6 oil squirters now installed, all torqued up, and they are about 8 Newton meters, so pretty much about hand tight. So I've just cleaned up the shells, and as you'll see, there is one somewhere that is bigger than the other ones. There we go. There she is. So that is number 1. There'll be oil holes. So you just need to make sure that that gully goes in there. Now, we've had this argument before. I always put a bit of gear oil in there. Always have and always will. A lot of people don't agree with me, but I always have done it and always will do it, and no one's ever going to change my opinion. I've never had one spin. It's always worked. So there you go. That's the first one in. So then just repeat the process, literally. So just make sure that that's lining up. Put that in there and push down. Make sure it's nice and flush. Job's a good one. So that is all of them in. All job done, very good. Mardy. I have always used this. Always use Lucas oil. Always use a semi-synthetic as well. Use this in, I don't know how many engine builds, but this has never ever let me down. It's thick, it's easy to use, and for what it is, it's fairly cheap. Plus, which it comes with this cool little lid. So that's tight, that's not tight. So you can just apply it, but it doesn't actually come off. So you just want to, I mean, it's probably a bit much, but nice generous helping of engine lubes. And that would probably do. Then obviously just get your finger and put some on the shells. As you can see, it's proper tacky, this stuff, you can see. Just really tacky. Reminds me of something else, but I can't say that on YouTube, but yeah. So nice and tacky, doing the job very nicely. There we go. Rag on the ready. God, the lighting in here is shit. So now what we are going to need, thrust bearings. So what these do is they're like washers for the crank. So what these actually do is they stop the crank from moving, because you'll have some slight play in the crank. So these just stop it from moving basically, but these spacers need to be facing outwards, so away from the actual main casing. So we'll just quickly slap them on, but this is a messy job and I need both hands, so I'm going to have to come back to that. The thrust washers are in, as you can see. Now you can put these in once the crank's in, but it's a lot easier just to slap them on, because obviously that is so sticky, it just holds them in place. So I don't know how I'm going to film this, but now the crank has to go in, and obviously I know you guys are going to want to watch me put the crank in. Let me see what I can come up with. So crank's now in. Obviously we haven't got the main caps on yet. We'll get to that in a minute. But as you can see, the thrust bearings are still in place, slightly out of sync, but you can just push them back to where they need to be and job's done. So now what I need to do, give them a quick clean up and then put them in. So slightly cheated, speeded it up a little bit. So I put the ARP bolts back in, slapped some of the old ARP fastening assembly on the old ones, put that in. Now I've put the thrust washer ones in because they're a pain in the arse. So I've just hand tight every single one of these, because obviously when you torque it, that will turn it anyway. So it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and they are numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I am just going to literally slap all them in now. So I'll do the first one to 25 foot-pound, because it's supposed to be 60. That's the first round, so now what I'm going to do is, it was on 25, don't know if you can see that. So now I'll set it to 40. So that's now set to 40. And I will go again. So that's the second pass. So third and final one. So I should now set it to, when it decides to do its thing. The final one, which is 60 foot-pound. Way too much. So ARP says 62. So what I like to do is I'll set it to, no, it says 60. So I'll set it to 62 purely because I've got an adapter and a long bar. So I'm just accommodating for that. So it's probably a little bit more than 2, but that's the final pass. We'll give it the old test. To be fair, it is absolutely freezing. But there is no play in it. We are all good. That is not difficult at all. So I'm happy with that. So what I'll do now, I'll just go over it again, just to double make sure. So there we go. That is now what I've always done it. I don't know why. I always just lube up in between the actual main carriers. Don't know why. I've just always done it, and this is probably going to sit for another week. So what I'll do now, just because it is so cold, I will probably come tomorrow afternoon, re-torque them in the afternoon, and then probably come back at night and try it again, because obviously metal expands and contracts with heat and etc, etc. So just to double make sure we're all good. So there we go, all good. So then the next job is getting those bad boys in. So yeah, sorry about the light, bit of mood lighting. I'll do what I can in the editing, but yeah, so that is the crank back in the 1J. So the pistons will be in soon. I'm just about to order my Brian Crowner big valves, and then that's going to have to go to the machine shop, but I am trying to basically get the 1J back because everyone's got their cars apart from me. Oh, the V8, I will be doing the water pump at the weekend and the timing belt, so that will be probably 1 or 2 different videos, or otherwise it's going to be an extremely long video. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, really do appreciate it. If you haven't already, the Saurers Owners Club on Facebook, that's getting quite big, getting lots and lots of people, so shout out to everyone on that group. Then obviously you've got the Instagram, you've got the website, I do ECUs, you name it, I'll pretty much do it. So yeah, I'm sorry that the schedule was literally all over the place. Like, it is an absolutely mental time for me at the moment. But yeah, feel free to message me if you want to know the workshop manual that I use. It's in my head now, but basically it was, or if you want reference, Hugh 360, I think it was. I'll find out. If you want to know, let me know. But yeah, it's basically all the instructions for a 2JZ. And for those of you that don't believe me, a 1JZ and a 2JZ are exactly the same, because it's not going to have it on there now. There you go. 2JZ, ARP, ACL, everyone. You order a 1J bit, it comes with a 2J. So the instruction manuals and the torque settings are exactly the same. But yeah, if you haven't already, then like and subscribe. Obviously it helps the channel out massively. But yeah, next couple of months is going to be an interesting one. So keep an eye out. And obviously press the notification bell, because then you'll know when I've done videos. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to press the buttons.